All right. May peace and power elevation be to all you beautiful people out there. This your one and only girl, Tiffany French, coming through live in effect. So today we're gonna be dealing with the topic, dealing with daily Black history. That's what I do every single day. So if you are on my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you are on Facebook, make sure that you share this video on Facebook as well. So today's topic is going to be dealing with about Black history. And we're going to get into the STEM, of course. So this individual happened to be an inventor of what is called the electrical resistors, right? Which help the pacemaking machines and other devices that we use in our currently everyday lives and activities. So his name is Otis Boykin. And I will go ahead and show you who he is. So this is Otis Boykins right here. Okay, so he's the inventor. Now let's take a look at his life story. All right, so Otis Boykins. Otis Boykins was born on the 29th in 1920, and he died on March 26th of 1982. Was an American inventor and engineer. His invention included improved electrical resistors used in computer, missile guidance, and pacemakers. So for those of you who don't know what a pacemaker is, this is what a pacemaker looked like. That's a pacemaker. So it's pretty small. So what they use in the pacemaker is used for those who have bad heart, like people who have really bad heart, those who who had like an open heart surgery or something. And what they'll do is, in order to keep the heart fluctuating and pacing at a normal rate, they'll put the pacemaker inside of there. So yeah, it's a little small electrical device. It's really not that big, but you won't see it on the outside. It's usually on the inside. Once they do an open heart surgery, what the doctors do, they'll put the pacemaker in there to just keep the heart going and keep it pumping. That's all it is. So that's the pacemaker. But all right, let's get back to it. So anyways, let's look at his early life and education. So as I say, he was born on this day on 1920 in Dallas, Texas. His father, Walter B. Boykin, was a carpenter and later became a preacher. His mother, Sarah, was a maid who died of a heart failure when Otis was a year old. So that's what inspired him to study about electrical resistors and pacemaker, because his mother had a heart failure. And he, in the back of his mind, basically, if they had a pacemaker back then she would still be around long enough. But there was no pacemaker during that time period, or maybe his parents could not afford it. So her health was failing and she ended up passing away when he was just 1 year old. But anyways, this inspired him to help improve the pacemaker. Boykin attended Booker T. Washington High School in Dallas, Texas, where he was the valedictorian, graduating in 1938. He attended to Fisk University on a scholarship, worked as a laboratory assistant at the university nearby, aerospace laboratory, and left in 1941. All right, so let's see what else we're going to find out about his career. Okay, so Boykin then moved to Chicago, where he found work as a clerk at an electro manufacturing company. He was subsequently hired as a laboratory assistant for the Majestic Radio and Television Corporation. At that company, he rose to become foreman of their factory. By 1944, he was working for the P.J. Nelson Research Labs. In 1946 and 1947, he studied at the Illinois Institute of Technology, but dropped out after 2 years. Some sources say it was because he could not afford his tuition, but he later stated that he left for an employment opportunity and did not have time to return to finish his degree. One of his mentors was Dr. Denton Deere, an engineer and inventor with his own laboratory. Another mentor was Dr. Hal F. Fruit, with whom he collaborated on several experiments, including a more effective way to test automatic pilot control units in airplanes. Okay. The two men later went into business, opening an electronics research lab in the late 1940s. In the 1950s, Boykin and Fruit worked together at the Monson Manufacturing Corporation. Boykin was the company's chief engineer. In early 1960s, Boykin was a senior project engineer at the Chicago Telephone Supply Corporation, later known as CTS Labs. It was here that he did much of his pacemaker research. But Boykin subsequently sued CTS for $5 million, asserting that his former employer had obtained a patent and tried to take credit for the device that he developed. See, now let's start right there. That's something that a lot of Europeans did, right? Back in those days, they were shady like that. Whenever a black person has invented something, right, a lot of black people did not receive the credit for what they have invented, especially if it was something that was very useful in everyday life. A lot of black folks did not receive credit for it. So he had to put up a lawsuit, right? He sued the CTS, which stands for Chicago Telephone Supply Corporation. He had to sue them in order to earn some money off the ideas that he invented, or the for his patent, which was $5 million. Now, at that time, $5 million was a lot of money. You're looking at in the 50s compared to what it is now. I mean, it's $5 million still a lot of money, but it depends. But, you know, the cost of living and things of that nature, $5 million is not so much a lot of money like we think it is. So, but yeah, that's what he did. He filed a lawsuit. He said, hey, you know, you're not finna sit up here and you ain't finna try to take what I have worked hard for. No, I'm gonna get credit for that. And he made sure that he was gonna receive his credit and his due. Okay, but let's go ahead and continue, shall we? After the suit was eventually dismissed and his career at CTS had ended, he opened his own consulting and research company with offices in both the U.S. and Paris, France. Okay. And then let's look at his legacy. Boykin patented as many as 26 devices. He is best known for inventing electronic control devices for guided missiles, IBM computers, and the pacemaker. One of his early inventions was implied wire resistor, which had reduced inductance and reactance due to the physical arrangement of the wire. Other notable inventions include a variable resistor used in guided missiles. His most famous invention was likely a control unit for the artificial cardiac pacemaker. The device essentially uses electrical impulses to maintain a regular heartbeat. Among his other inventions is a burglar-proof cash register. Boykin died in Chicago on March 26, 1982 at the age of 61. All right, so, and if you want to look up more references, it's down here at the bottom. Plants and People, African Americans, and Science, Math, and Invention. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, so okay. Anyways, yeah, there's articles down here. So let's look at something else real quick. All right. So let me show you guys what the electrical resistors look like. Now, this is an example of what the electrical resistor look like. All right. So what he did was to help better enhance devices such as the pacemaker. So that way, the electricity, right, could continue to operate through these devices. So in order to keep the organs in motion and keep it moving, right? So the reason why I'm speaking on the pacemaker is because that's what he was known for. He was known for helping in enhancing the machine, the device, but he did many other things too. So, and let's look at another article real fast, right? So right here, it's called the United States Patent Office, all right? And it says patent for February 14, 1967. So right down here, you're going to see what it says electrical resistant element. You got the names of the people, William M. Fiber Sr., you got Francis Byrne, you got Curtis L. Holmes, South Bend, Indiana, and Otis F. Boykin, Chicago, Illinois. Assigners to the CTS Corporation. All right. So let's look at a little bit of what they're talking about right here. So it says this invention is a continuation in part of our co-pending application entitled electrical resistor and method of making the same. Serial number 169,355 filed on January 29, 1962, and now abandoned. So yes, anytime you get a patent, right, they give you a number to let you know how, because it's so many patents out there, so they keep it up by the numbers, and then they also have the name of the individual that earned that patent. All right, so that's how they do it. So this is from the U.S. Patent Office. And it says the present inventions relate to electrical resistant elements and to resistant composition and more particularly to an improved resistant composition for producing electrical resistant element of the ceramic type, such as a fixed volumetric resistant element or as a thin film resistant element fired onto a surface or a base, or was it substrated or of high temperature resistant electrically non-conducive material. Okay. So let's see, what else can we find on here? Let's see, what else can I find on here that's interesting? Okay, let's go ahead and read on. It says it had generally been believed that the material employed to produce the conductive fraction of a ceramic resistant element should be metal in its chemically pure state, especially a metal highly resistant to oxidation. For example, place ETL patent number 2,959,995 and 2,959,966. Combine a selected metal or metals with a powder glass frit either by admixing the same in finely divided form in a powder state or as larger particles and grinding mixture in a ball mill. The metal or metals employed into the mixture were referred to as being non-reactive and non-oxidizable. In a alternative procedure disclosed by Place, the powdered glass frit was mixed with the selected metal or metals in the form of soluble metal compounds, which are discomposable by heat. Okay, so this article just give you the information of how it was patented and how the electrical resistant element was patented and what process they had to go through to get it patented and things like that, and what they use and stuff like that. So I'm not going to read the whole entire thing. You can read it for yourself. So right here is February 14, 1967. Okay. And then as you can see, the name is down here, inventors: William M. Fiber Sr., Gaylord L. Francis, Curtis L. Holmes, Otis L. Boykin, by John J. Was it Gato's attorney. So it was signed by an attorney to prove that yes, these people were the ones that invented this device, and they have the rights to it. So it was patent. So again, is this article come from the United States Patent Office. All right. So if you want to look more into that, you can. You can do that yourself on your own time. Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to see something. Okay, so here's the reference down here. It says reference cited by the examiner, United States Patents, right down here in this area. You can see it. Okay. So it basically go in detail explaining about what the resistor does and things like that, and the patent numbers and all that other stuff, and what type of object they use or what type of materials that was used to make this resistor and stuff like that. So, all right. Okay. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my daily Black history for today. So thank you all for watching. If you want to go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, you're more than welcome to do so, which is Tiffany French. Make sure you subscribe and share and hit the notification bell. And also, if you are on Facebook, you can go ahead and share this video on Facebook as well. So I will always keep up and keep things posted. So tomorrow is a special day. Yes, it's a special day, August 30th. That's my born day, and I will be talking about Fred Hampton. So look forward to that tomorrow on August 30th. And I'll be doing that in the morning. So be on the lookout for it. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and you all have a wonderful day. Please be safe, be careful, and may peace and power elevation be to all of you. And until next time, we will reconnect. All right. Thank you. Deuces. All right, then.